Excellences, distingués délégués, Mesdames et Messieurs, tout d'abord, je tiens à souhaiter chaleureusement à toutes les délégations des États parties et aux organisations consultatives la bienvenue à cette première partie de la 25e session de l'Assemblée générale des États parties à la Convention du patrimoine mondial. La deuxième partie, comme vous le savez, aura lieu les 24 et 25 novembre prochains au siège de l'UNESCO, comme convenu. À cette occasion, je tiens à exprimer la profonde gratitude de l'UNESCO à chacun et chacune d'entre vous, représentants des 196 États parties à la Convention du patrimoine mondial, pour votre engagement continu et constant en faveur de la préservation et la protection de notre patrimoine culturel et naturel le plus précieux. Avec 196 États parties, la Convention du patrimoine mondial n'a jamais été aussi proche d'atteindre l'universalité et se tient forte comme l'un des instruments normatifs les plus ratifiés au monde. Nouvelle preuve, s'il en était besoin, que la culture et le patrimoine sont le ciment évident et indispensable qui nous lie tous et toutes. Depuis ces 2 dernières années, des progrès importants ont été accomplis dans la mise en œuvre de la Convention, notamment en matière de représentativité de la liste et d'appui aux États parties et populations les plus vulnérables. En 2023, un groupe de travail à composition non limitée des États parties a été établi par le Comité du patrimoine, notamment pour examiner les améliorations nécessaires visant à réduire l'écart dans la représentation des États parties sur la liste du patrimoine mondial et surtout à renforcer l'équilibre de la liste, ainsi que proposer des solutions aux exigences en matière d'évaluation technique, en améliorant les activités de renforcement des capacités notamment. Au cours des 9 réunions intenses qui se sont déroulées en l'espace de 18 mois, une dynamique s'est enclenchée pour réduire les écarts, renforcer la représentativité du patrimoine présentant une valeur universelle exceptionnelle, mais aussi parvenir à une liste de patrimoine mondial équilibrée et crédible et soutenir les aspirations des États parties non représentés ou sous-représentés sur la liste du patrimoine mondial. En ce sens, 25 recommandations ont été formulées par le groupe et adoptées par le comité en juillet dernier. Cela restera un tournant important dans la mise en œuvre de la Convention du patrimoine mondial. Je ne peux que vous féliciter et vous assurer que l'UNESCO continuera à apporter tout son soutien et son expertise pour aider les États parties des régions concernées, en Afrique et dans les PIED, bien sûr, mais aussi partout où cela s'avère nécessaire. Chers collègues, cette nouvelle session de l'Assemblée générale représente l'occasion idéale pour faire le point sur le présent et bien sûr envisager ce qui nous attend. À cet égard, je suis heureux de constater qu'au cours de cette session, vous allez discuter et débattre d'enjeux récurrents, notamment concernant la réflexion du Comité du patrimoine mondial sur le concept d'authenticité, mais aussi la durabilité financière du fonctionnement de la Convention du patrimoine mondial. Je saisis cette occasion pour vous rappeler que les discussions sur la durabilité financière du fonctionnement de la Convention ont débuté, rappelez-vous, en 2008. Elles ont été déclenchées par l'inadéquation grandissante, déjà à l'époque, entre les demandes, les sollicitations croissantes du secrétariat et des organisations consultatives et le niveau des contributions obligatoires et volontaires versées par les États parties. Au cours des 15 dernières années, les solutions envisagées par le Comité du patrimoine mondial par l'Assemblée générale ou proposées par différentes audits n'ont pas produit les résultats escomptés et cette situation de déséquilibre n'a fait que s'accroître au fil des années. À un point que le secrétariat de la Convention et les organisations consultatives risqueraient de ne plus être en mesure dorénavant d'assurer le business as usual et de répondre à toutes vos attentes et requêtes si des solutions pérennes ne sont pas identifiées et mises en œuvre le plus rapidement possible. Vous êtes les gardiens de l'un des joyaux de l'UNESCO, la Convention du patrimoine mondial, qui à l'époque était révolutionnaire lors de son adoption en 1972, et à présent quasiment universellement ratifiée, est un puissant levier qui, au travers de la valeur universelle exceptionnelle des sites naturels et culturels inscrits, contribuent grandement à promouvoir le dialogue, la coopération, la construction de paix, de la paix et la réconciliation. D'ailleurs, à l'occasion de la conférence de Mondiacult 2025 qui s'est achevée en octobre dernier, les ministres et autorités en charge de la culture dans vos pays ont affirmé leur engagement en faveur d'un multilatéralisme renforcé dans lequel la culture doit être la pierre angulaire de la coopération et de la solidarité mondiale, ainsi que du respect des droits culturels et des droits humains. Ils ont également affirmé leurs engagements à mettre en place les mesures, politiques, ressources et mécanismes nécessaires pour faire de la culture un pilier de développement durable. Nous plaçons bien sûr toute notre confiance en vous pour identifier les solutions qui permettront d'assurer la durabilité financière du fonctionnement de cette convention et d'envisager sereinement son avenir. Dear colleagues, before you embark on your deliberation, allow me first to extend my sincere thanks and congratulations to Her Excellency, Ms. Paula Alves de Sousa, du Brésil, who acted as chairperson of our last session in 2023, and to Mr. Ole Soe Eriksen from Norway as one of the vice chairpersons for the support he brought to the chairperson. I also would like to sincerely thank both Her Excellency Mr. Vishal Visharma from India, who has brilliantly chaired the 46th session of the World Heritage Committee in New Delhi, India in July 2024, and Professor Nikolai Nenov from Bulgaria for his very able chairing of the 47th session at UNESCO headquarters in July 2025. Allow me also to extend my congratulations to the very soon 12 outgoing members of the World Heritage Committee. Your action and reflection have significantly contributed to the protection and preservation of this convention and of the World Heritage. To the 12 new members who will be elected on 24th November, when the General Assembly will reconvene at UNESCO headquarters, I wanted to emphasize the weighty responsibility that awaits you. Safeguarding World Heritage is about protecting sites of outstanding universal value, and it is also about protecting a legacy. The immense responsibility will make you accountable to future generations. That's all for me. I wish you every success in your deliberation, and thank you so much for your attention. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Otone. Good morning, Your Excellencies, and welcome to this room. Your Excellencies, ambassadors and permanent delegates, dear delegates, and dear friends of World Heritage. As per Rule 11.1 of the 2023 Rules of Procedures, the General Assembly shall elect the chairperson, 4 vice chairpersons, and the rapporteur at the opening of each session. As you know, an information document, Inf.1b, related to the former chairpersons and rapporteurs has been made available to you. I therefore invite you to now proceed with the election of the Bureau members, starting with the chairperson. So now we're going to start with the election of the chairperson. I understand that the delegation of Romania would like to present a candidature to the post of chairperson. So I give the floor to the distinguished ambassador of Romania. You have the floor, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you all. On behalf of the Electoral Group 2, I am honored to present the candidature of Ms. Gayane Umerova, head of the Department of Creative Economy and Tourism of the administration of the President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, to the position of chairperson of the 25th session of the General Assembly of State Parties to the World Heritage Convention. Ms. Umerova also holds the positions of chairperson of the National Commission of Uzbekistan to UNESCO, for UNESCO, and chairperson of the Uzbekistan Art and Culture Development Foundation. She is a really experienced professional in the field of culture and heritage, with a background that includes leadership roles and active engagements at the international level. Ms. Umerova is dedicated, truly dedicated, to developing the cultural sector and infrastructure in Uzbekistan, and is committed to boosting her country's prominence on the international cultural scene. She is one of the key figures who led the preparation for the ongoing 43rd session of the UNESCO General Conference in Samarkand, so she is one of the artisans of this great diplomatic victory of her country. Ms. Umerova is overseeing the restoration and development of the Center for Contemporary Arts in Tashkent, and she is the commissioner of the first ever Bukhara biennial that many of us had the chance to see in all its splendor. She also has spearheaded the inaugural Aral Culture Summit and is leading the construction of the new Uzbekistan National Museum. Ms. Umerova has also been the commissioner for the Uzbekistan Pavilion at the Venice Biennale of Art and the Biennale of Architecture since 2021, as well as for Uzbekistan's participation in the World Expo 2025 in Osaka. She has also been truly instrumental in bringing pioneering exhibitions of Uzbek art and culture to prestigious institutions worldwide, including the Louvre, the British Museum, the Arab World Institute, the James Simon Gallery, the Uffizi Gallery, and many, many others. She also hosted the World Conference on Creative Economy for the first time in Uzbekistan in October 2024. We trust that due to her complex experience, her dedication to excellence, and her great leadership skills, Ms. Gayane Umerova will contribute meaningfully to the work of the General Assembly and to the continuation of the effective implementation of the World Heritage Convention, as she embodies determination, integrity, and a commitment to fostering positive change. We are confident that she will be an impactful, elegant, inclusive, and wise chairperson. We truly hope that state parties will unanimously support this remarkable candidacy, of which Group 2 is very proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Dear colleagues, can we consider this proposal unanimously approved? So I think your overwhelming applause means that you all agree, and thank you very much. To Mrs. Gayane Umerova, the chairperson of the Uzbekistan Arts and Culture Foundation, is thus declared chairperson of the 25th session of the General Assembly of State Parties to the World Heritage Convention. Congratulations, Your Excellency. So, Mrs. Chairperson, allow me to invite you to take the place here on the podium. Thank you. I think she deserves another applaud. Now we will move to the election of the 4 vice chairpersons. Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, we have now to designate the 4 vice chairpersons. And I think state parties have made proposals in this regard. So we will therefore start by Group 1. I understand that the delegation of Luxembourg would like to present a candidature to the post of Vice Chairperson for Group 1. So I would like to give the floor to Her Excellency, Ambassador of Luxembourg. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
Madame la Présidente, Excellence, veuillez excuser l'ambassadrice du Luxembourg qui n'est pas là, mais je la représente. La délégation permanente du Grand-Duché de Luxembourg, en sa qualité de président du groupe électoral 1, a l'honneur de nommer la Belgique comme candidat pour l'un des 4 postes de vice-président de l'Assemblée générale. Je vous remercie.
Merci beaucoup, Madame, pour cette proposition de candidature pour le poste de vice-président en proposant la Belgique. Ceci est bien sûr noté. Now we will move to Group 3. So I understand the delegation of Brazil would like to present a candidature to the post of Vice Chairperson for Group 3. So I would like to give the floor to the delegation of Brazil and to Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Brazil. You have the floor.
Thank you. Brasil, en su capacidad de presidente del Grupo 3, tiene el honor de presentar la candidatura de México como vicepresidente de la Asamblea General. Gracias.
Thank you very much. This is well noted. Now we will move to Group 4. I understand that the delegation of China would like to present a candidature to the post of Vice Chairperson for Group 4. And I would like to give the floor to Her Excellency, Ambassador of China. You have the floor, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Mr. Director. I have the honor to present the Republic of Kazakhstan as the Vice Chair to represent Group 4. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. This is well noted. Now we will move to Group 5A. I understand that the delegation of South Africa would like to present a candidature to the post of Vice Chairperson for Group 5A. So I would like to give the floor to the delegation of South Africa. You have the floor, Madam.
Thank you, Chair. The permanent delegate of South Africa has the honor to present the chair of the Africa Group in the World Heritage Committee as our candidate for Vice Chair, namely His Excellency Pierre Faye, Ambassador and Permanent Delegate of Senegal to UNESCO. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is well noted. Your Excellencies, distinguished delegate, I therefore now invite the General Assembly to elect the proposed Vice Chairperson. Is the room in agreement? I see none. Thus, Belgium, Mexico, Kazakhstan, and Senegal are elected Vice Chairperson of the General Assembly. Congratulations to all of you. Now we will move to the election of the rapporteur. In order to complete its bureau, the General Assembly shall now elect a rapporteur. And I understand that on behalf of Group 5B, the delegation of the United Arab Emirates would like to propose a candidature for the post of the rapporteur. And I would like to give the floor to His Excellency, the Ambassador of the United Arab Emirates. You have the floor, Your Excellency.
Thank you, sir. The delegation of the United Arab Emirates, in its capacity as chair of the Electoral Group 5B, we are honored to present the candidature of Mr. Naufal Al-Majdoub from the permanent delegation of Morocco for the position of rapporteur. And we wish to congratulate in advance Mr. Naufal for this candidature. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Dear colleague, can we consider this proposal unanimously approved? Thank you very much. I therefore declare Mr. Naufal El Majoub of Morocco elected as rapporteur of the 25th session of the General Assembly. Congratulations again. So, Mr. Rapporteur, allow me to invite you to take the place at the podium. I think we need to give him a little bit of... Your Excellency, distinguished delegate, item 1 of the agenda is closed. It is now my great pleasure to leave the floor to the chairperson of the 25th session of the General Assembly, who will guide us through the examination of all the remaining items of the agenda.
Thank you.
Madam Chairperson, your floor is yours now.
Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, representatives of state parties, first and foremost, allow me to express my deepest gratitude for the confidence that you placed in me by electing me as a chairperson of the 25th session of the General Assembly State Parties to the World Heritage Convention. Adopted in 1972, the World Heritage Convention serves as a fundamental international framework for the protection and preservation of humanity, invaluable cultural and natural heritage that transcends the borders and generations. From ancient cities and sacred landscape to biodiversity hotspot and architectural masterpieces, the Convention is an irreplaceable safeguard and platform for our collective effort and ensures these irreplaceable sites continue to inspire and enlighten the global community. We have a full important agenda. The fact that the World Heritage Convention is one of the most universal international treaties in the entire UN system, with 196 state parties, it is a testament to the crucial importance which cannot be underestimated. In this regard, it is a great honor for Uzbekistan to host a historical 25th session of the General Assembly and the convention of our ancient city of Samarkand, a crossroads of cultures and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. A home to 4 national and 3 transboundary UNESCO World Heritage Sites, as well as many other sites awaiting inclusion in this prestigious list, Uzbekistan is firmly committed to protecting and preserving our heritage in strict accordance with the rules and principles of the Convention. In this end, among many measurements taken over the past year, we have established an International Advisory Committee for the Protection of Cultural Heritage in Uzbekistan, became a full member of the International Center for the Study of Preservation and Restoration of a Cultural Property, and for the first time developed a master plan for the city of Bukhara and World Heritage Site in full compliance with the UNESCO international standards. Therefore, it is indeed a great honor and profound responsibility for me to serve in this role. I am fully committed to working closely with all of you to ensure that our deliberations are conducted in an efficient, inclusive, and transparent manner. I will do my utmost and uphold to a spirit for a dialogue, mutual respect, and consensus that defines the work of esteemed assembly and values of our organization. We have a full and important agenda ahead of us, and this is a very special session of the General Assembly, which will take place in twofold. For the first time, with the opening segment here in the iconic city of Samarkand, and the second one in UNESCO headquarters in Paris, in about 2 weeks' time to complete our work as decided by the General Assembly at its second extraordinary session in last March. I'm confident that with this cooperation and engagement, we will address each item constructively and within the time allocated. I encourage open and respect exchanges, and I assume that I will remain at your full disposal to facilitate our discussions and support our collective effort. Let us work together to ensure that this session continues meaningfully to the safeguarding of our shared heritage and preserves the future generations. With this, I now invite you to consider and adopt the agenda of the 25th session of the General Assembly as contained in the document A2, which has been distributed to you. I shall now give the floor to the Director of the World Heritage Center, Mr. Lazal Asamo, who will present the document 2A. You have the floor. Thank you. But just before, give me an opportunity to give a floor to Saint Vincent at the Grenadine. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As I am taking the floor for the first time, I would like to congratulate you for your election, and you can count on our full cooperation, as well as we congratulate the Vice Chairperson and the Rapporteur. My question is addressed to the Secretariat, as we have elected now the Chair and the Vice Chairperson and the Rapporteur. I am wondering, I think we need a decision on the screen to decide and to have on the screen the election of the Chair and the Chairpersons and the Rapporteur for our records. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I give the floor to the Director.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. I'd like to thank the distinguished delegate of St. Vincent for this wise suggestion. It is true that the practice at the General Assembly has, of course, also been to consider that this decision were adopted so that it is reflected. But as suggested, we have put the decision on the screen for your consideration and adoption. Thank you very much.
I see no. I can see no objection to the adoption of the decision. So we may continue. Now I would like to give a floor to the Director of the World Heritage Center.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. On this item 2A, which is the provisional agenda of the 25th session of the General Assembly, as you all recall, the provisional agenda of the 25th session is contained in document 2A, and it has been drafted by the Secretary on the basis of all regular items examined by the General Assembly at its ordinary sessions, as well as all other items that were requested to be added by either the General Assembly itself at its previous sessions or by the World Heritage Committee. As such, items 4A and 4B were added to the provisional agenda following the adoption of the harmonized rules of procedure in 2023, in which a new provision in Rule 26 stipulates that the summary records of all statements made during the plenary meetings of the Assembly shall be presented for approval at the opening of the next session. Furthermore, the addition to the provisional agenda of item 8 on the sustainability and priorities of the functioning of the World Heritage Convention follows the request of the World Heritage Committee in its decision 47-13, adopted at its 47th session in July 2025. Last, Madam Chairperson, item 9, related to the ongoing reflection by the World Heritage Committee on authenticity, was included in the provisional agenda following the request of the committee in decision 47-5C, adopted at the 47th session in July 2025. The provisional agenda circulated on 11 September remains provisional until its adoption by the General Assembly this morning, as per Rule 8 of the Rules of Procedure. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this presentation. Is there any comments on the provisional agenda? I see none, right? No, I see none, so we can continue. Now I invite to adopt the draft resolution 25GA 2A. But before that doing so, I would like to ask Rapporteur if there has been received any amendments on the draft resolution proposed.
Merci Madame la Présidente. Nous n'avons reçu aucun amendement.
I see none. So I can declare. I therefore declare the draft resolution. Yeah, there is no. Yeah. 25GA 2A adopted. Ladies and gentlemen, representatives of the state parties and dear colleagues, we need now to adopt the timetable of the 25th session of the General Assembly contained in document 2B. Allow me to precise to allow a smooth proceeding of the debate and the list of speakers that will be established for the debate on each item, and the time of the interventions that will be limited to 3 minutes of the state parties and 2 minutes for any observers. In this regard, please note that I am, as a chairperson, empowered to interrupt any speaker exceeding the recommended time of the limit. Dear colleagues, I would like to inform you that the details of the conduct election of the World Heritage Committee will be presented to you by the World Heritage Center, and the time of the examination of the item 6 of the agenda concerning the election. I therefore invite you to review and adopt timetable for 25th session of the General Assembly that will be now represented to you by the Director of the World Heritage Center. please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. Your Excellencies, dear delegates, the provisional timetable of the session is contained in document 2B, which was made available to you on 19 September. You will also note that as requested by resolution 2X.GA3, which was chaired by His Excellency Ambassador of Poland, Ambassador, who is in the room, I want to welcome you, and which was adopted in March 2025. The first part of the General Assembly held today on the 11 November in Samarkand here is only devoted to the items of the provisional agenda related to the opening of the General Assembly, the election of the chairperson, the vice chairpersons and rapporteur of the General Assembly, and the adoption of the agenda and the timetable. The second part of the General Assembly, scheduled for 24th and 25th November at UNESCO headquarters in Paris, will consider all subsequent items of the agenda of the 25th session, such as the election of the new committee members, as you have rightly said, Madam Chairperson. So that's all I want to say. Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson.
Thank you very much for this presentation. Is there any comments on this provision timetable? I see none, so let's proceed.
Okay, so now there's no question, so you move. But we have to adopt now. So because now, so now.
I see no more questions and comments. Now I invite you to adopt the draft resolution 25GA2B. Before doing so, I would like to ask Rapporteur if you have received any amendments on the draft resolution proposed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We haven't received any amendments.
Therefore, I declare the draft resolution 25GA to be adopted. Excellencies, dear colleagues, we have now reached the end of our work for this part and the 25th session of the General Assembly in Samarkand. We will next resume our session on 24 and 25 November at UNESCO headquarters in Paris, as decided in March during the second extraordinary session of the General Assembly. During the second part, we will examine all the remaining items of the agenda we just adopted this morning. I would like to know whether there are any comments before we adjourn the session. I see none. So therefore, we declare the session adjourned until... We can? Oh, yes.
The delegation of St. Vincent.
I can see the delegation of St. Vincent. The floor is yours.
I am sorry, Madam Chair, to take the floor again, but I would like to ask the Secretariat a question about the recommendation of the working group. I think we decided to submit as INF document or as a working document the recommendation of the working group we have had during 2 years. So this is my question. I am not sure, but I share my thoughts if it is possible or if it was decided to submit the recommendations to the General Assembly. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to transfer this question to Director.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson, and thank you to the distinguished delegate of St. Vincent and the Grenadine for this. And you're right. And I'd like to confirm and of course, assure you that we have indeed circulated this document on 10 October. So just for you, the reference of this document is inf.5, which was the report and the recommendation of the open-ended working group adopted by the World Heritage Committee. So if you go there, you will find this document, which is there for your consideration indeed. Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson.
As I see no more comments, I declare the session adjourned until the 24th of November. Thank you.